not going to take a whole lot of time, but there's some things that has transpired, and I wanted all of the young people in to hear this. As you know, we have been doing our best to purchase a property in a building. And today I got news that we have the property and they accepted our offer. Brother Stewart, I wish I could get them to shout like that when I preach. I'll be expecting that Sunday morning. You may be seated. Let me just, this is exciting. This is extremely exciting. A lot of you were telling me just previous to service how God is even blessing you. I want to stop and say thank you to all of you who have contributed financially to the direction of this church. As you could see Sunday morning, we couldn't get a whole lot more people in this building. And we are now, if everybody shows up at the same time, we can't get everybody in here in our attendance. That's a good problem. I've been informed that we are reaching around 26 countries and I think around 48 states on our live stream. I got to tell you the story, and Brother Jack, it's kind of funny because he made a reference to this. He said, "Man, Pastor, don't ever let me get in a game of poker with you." I guess because the way I was handling this business deal. But what had happened, we found a piece of property that is 25,000 square feet, which is 2.5 times the size of this complex. Amen. What we're wanting to do is upgrade the sanctuary into 11,000 square feet, which is bigger than this complex. Yes. Right. I'm not talking about the sanctuary, I'm talking about this whole complex, which would give us room for around 1,000 people. Wow. Amen. Man, I'm praising right now. I'm praising. I can't hardly sit down. That's why I had to have a guest speaker tonight, because I'd be running on top of the chairs before the night was over. But what happened was we found this piece of property for $1.2 million. So as we went into the due diligence to find out what we could do, we began to ask questions about whether we could raise the roof, because we want to raise the roof on a portion of that building, 11,000 square feet of it. And then we started looking at parking. And then we started finding out what the investors that own that building, what they owe on it. Then we found out that it had been to auction twice, and it was also been to auction twice, and that they owed a certain amount of money on it. And then we found out that their taxes was over $40,000 a year. Their payment was over $40,000 a year. And then the upkeep was close to another $20,000. And we figured that they were putting $100,000 a year into that building sitting empty. Yeah. So I said, to my realtor, I said, let's make an offer of $650,000. We gave them a letter of intent. They got upset at that. And they told us that, that forget it, don't even worry about it. We're not even going to accept that offer. Just bring us the key back, because they gave me the key. Bring me the key back. We'll just forget it. So I told my realtor, I said, let me explain something to you. They have to sell it. That's right. We don't have to buy it.
That's right. That's right.
Right. True.
That's true.
I said, let's give them some time. Because we got time.
Yeah.
We don't have to be out of here till November. I was already trying to figure out how I'm going to pay a lease on this and then a payment on that. Fortunately, our bank's going to work with us. That's another hallelujah. Because we've been pre-approved. I don't know if you know that, but we've been pre-approved, so we're ready to go. Nonetheless, I said let's just let them know that we're going to explore some new options. I told my realtor, I said, I don't care. Find me another piece of property. I don't care if it's $10 million. At least let's go look at it so we can put that in our dialogue when we negotiate with these guys, telling them we're looking at other properties. I wasn't saying I was going to buy those other properties. I just wanted them to know we were looking at other properties. You know, as a preacher, I try to be as honest as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? And so I want you to hear this. And so we went ahead and waited. Guess what?
All right.
I guess they figured losing $8,000 a month is too much of a risk and high risk. So they shot back, hey, is the preacher, is the pastor going to do anything? He says, well, sounds to me like he's exploring new options. A couple of weeks later, he emails back and says, have your pastor make his last and final offer. So we made our last and final offer. And they came back today and said, we accept it.
Amen.
Hang on just a second. I got to ask somebody something.
Praise God.
All right. And I had to ask permission. Let me tell you why I have to ask permission.
That's right.
Because there's a lady in this church by the name of Debbie Wilson that gets her and her pastor and her husband in a lot of trouble a lot of times. Because we just do what she tells us to do sometimes. And I wouldn't trade her for nobody. Awesome. But we have a key to the building. And Brother Stewart's only going to preach for 5 minutes. I'm joking. And right after the service, things kind of simmer down. Pastor's going to go over there, and any of you that want to come and look at the building, you're welcome to follow us over there. I got power, brother. My little light shines.
All right.
I was, man, I'm excited. I want to take going out. Amen. It's so good to have everything.